Welcome to Breakthrough Mode, the podcast where we intentionally get into the driver's seat of our lives, shift out of monotony and mediocrity, and step on the gas towards becoming the person we were always meant to become. Hello and welcome to episode 214. This is Monday Morning with Megan on the Breakthrough Mode podcast. Of course, I am your host, Megan Bauer. Thank you so much for joining me today and pushing play on today's episode. Today, our quote leans heavily on our previous episode 213. And so if you haven't listened to that one, I encourage you to go listen to it. And this quote is by Nathaniel Branden. He said, "Self-acceptance is my refusal to be in an adversarial relationship with myself." So I mentioned real quick in the previous episode that we are in a relationship with ourselves. And it's kind of a weird thing to think about, I feel like anyway, but it's true nonetheless. I have always thought it very interesting that there are these, at least two versions of ourselves that live within us at any time, right? This is why we have sayings like, "I just can't make myself do this," or "I've got to get myself to do this," or whatever it is. We've got this this higher version of ourselves. I'm the one in charge, but I still have to drag myself to do this thing. I still have to make myself do this thing. So there's this higher version of us. It's like, I want to do this thing. I want to create out this thing. I want to be this person. And then there's still this other version of us that lives right alongside that we are working with. Isn't that interesting? Because if that wasn't the case, we wouldn't have sayings like that. We wouldn't talk about making ourselves do things. We would just do it, or we wouldn't, right? We would either be one or the other. Okay, so if we see ourselves as in a relationship with ourselves, what's your relationship like? Isn't that an interesting thing to think about? Like, are you best friends? Are you totally in love with yourself? Are you enemies? Are you frenemies? What's the relationship with yourself like? Do you hate yourself most days? Do you like yourself most days? Do you tolerate yourself most days? What is your relationship like? And then bringing it back to this quote, Nathaniel said, "Self-acceptance is my refusal to be in an adversarial relationship with myself." He's basically saying, I refuse to hate myself. I refuse to be mad at myself. I refuse to fight against myself. So instead of doing all of that, I'm going to accept who I am. Instead of fighting it and being mad about it, I'm going to accept who I am. And then from that place, I can make adjustments. From that place, I can make improvements. From that place, we can keep going along together. Because you are with you 100% of the time. No matter what, you are with you. So isn't your relationship with yourself mighty important? And how much time do you put into this relationship with yourself? Like, if your relationship with yourself was like a relationship with another person, would that person want to hang out with you? Would that person think you even thought about them? Would that person wonder why you don't call them or reach out or hang out sometimes? How would that person feel if you treated another person the way that you treat yourself? If you had a relationship with another person the way your relationship with yourself is, that would be a really great indicator of how you treat yourself, how you talk to yourself, how you try to change and improve and, go on this life journey. That'd be a really great indicator. It's definitely something to think about. So if you can define what your relationship with yourself is like, then you get to, of course, improve it. You get to forgive yourself for how you've treated yourself, what what your relationship has been like thus far, and you get to accept who you are, how it's been, and then you get to make new choices. You get to deepen this relationship. You get to further this relationship. You get to put more love and care and kindness and self-compassion into this relationship with yourself. So that, I feel like, is a lot of food for thought for a week. But I hope that you take this with you and that you think about it. And next time you're being unkind to yourself, you take a pause and maybe change things up. Maybe try to be a little bit more understanding with yourself, a little bit more loving, and know that only from that place can you actually make sustainable change. Thank you for joining me today. Thank you for joining me this week. I totally love you. Bye for now.